What is up, everybody? Welcome to the MTI show. And today we got the legend. I wanted to call him a myth, but we all know who the legend, the Altcoin Champ, B Roots himself. We're going to be talking about Cult Dao, which is the number one rule. And I'm also curious myself to learn a little bit more about Cult Dao and also Revolt as well. So if you're tuning into the show today, share this out if you can. Smash the like button. Let us know how you feel about Colt and Revolt down in the comment section. And I'm going to bring on the legend if he is ready. If not, I'm going to give him a few more moments. I know we got some surprises for us on today's stream. Let's check out the comments and see how we're doing. Let's go, B Roots, Colt, Revolt. What's up, all 3D Fox? We got RG. Let's go. 3D Fox, hit that like button. Definitely hit that like button. We got Pineapple Steph. Let's go. B Root's going to be hopefully dropping some alpha for us. But if you're new to Colt, and I know if you're from my channel, I haven't talked about Colt before. So this is going to be the first time, me talking about Colt and actually, going into the details of things. So DNA, Dimension, Deegan's BTFA. Hey, everyone. Colt equal family. So B Roots, B Roots, B Roots, B Roots. The Moon King himself, the Altcoin Champ. I think he is ready for me. So no other dude. Shout out to the man. I want to thank him for coming on as well. B Roots, what is up, my brother? How are you?
What's up? What's going on? This is the first time I've been on the show, man. This is a little interesting, different crowd here.
Definitely a different crowd. So we definitely gonna have to let them know what you all about, man. It was a pleasure meeting you back in a few months ago at the Bitcoin conference, and then ever since, man, it's just been history.
Yeah, man. It's the networking from where we found each other and started talking, and that connection, just like bam, right there. Before we know it, you're telling me about projects I don't know about. I'm telling you about projects we know about. Man, it's a great connection, and ever since, we've been hitting off and talking with each other, and trying to get you on the cult train.
Yeah, well, behind the scenes, I'll let you know I got a bag of Colt. Haven't talked about it, but I definitely got a bag of Colt. I see you got the Colt mask and the Colt shield in the background, man. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, man. So we got a custom Colt mask. Now this is a real life NFT right here. 101 right here. But the real big thing that I've got new, man, everybody knows about it, from the Colt community, but my Colt shield. We're in a little bearish time, so you gotta block off the haters, the ones that are talking all the trash. We gotta block them off. But if you want to get yourself one, Shield Masters at Shield Masters with a Z. This bad boy it's a real deal shield. So man, this is about to get hung up right here.
What's that vibranium you got over there at B Roos?
What's up?
What's that vibranium shield, Colt shield you got?
Oh. So man, this is a badass shield that I got.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man.
Colt, man, they're game changers. Game changers in the crypto space. And anytime I see that, absolutely, I'm on board. From the beginning, the first day I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm in. Game changer. Haven't seen this in crypto at all before. And I've been in the game since 2013. And this is the first thing I've seen like this. So big things are coming.
So I guess real quick, B Roots, since it's more people coming into the stream, first time you haven't on the show, if you want to just briefly maybe let the people know who is B Roots, who is the Moon King, how did you become who you are today?
Yeah, long story, but I'm gonna shorten it. I'm gonna shorten that way up. But B Roots is it's like my secondary persona. It's the fun side of me. You see the Versace, the Dolce & Gabbana, the Gucci's, all that stuff. That's the fun side of it. Actually, when you see me in real life, I'm pretty chill. But you start getting the drinking, and the B Root starts coming out. But I started. The B Root's name comes back when I was a collegiate football at Purdue University, and we used to freestyle all the time in between drills. 2.5 hour, 3 hour practices is you always with 15 receivers, you had some time in between each drill. So we actually would just freestyle. and my name was B Roots. That was my freestyle name, and it's just stuck ever since. B Roots just became my nickname all throughout the campus. That's what they knew me for. So when I came into crypto in 2013, you know, when you're signing up for Twitter and all that stuff, I was like, oh, I'm gonna name myself. All right, I'll just put B Roots on there. And I forgot about crypto. I bought my first Bitcoin at $300, and I forgot about Bitcoin, crypto. I bought it and I just forgot about it. 2017 comes, I look at my account and I'm like, whoa, my Bitcoin's worth a lot of money. I didn't know what to do at the time. So I got hundreds of thousands of dollars in Bitcoin, went from nothing to wow, I've got all this money in my account, my Coinbase account. But I rode that bad boy all the way up. And just like most people during that time, I rode that bad boy all the way down too. So in that time, I had nothing, and then I was worth a lot of money. And at the time for me, that was a lot of money for a lot of people. And then I basically went broke again. So in that time, from 2017 to 2019, 2020ish, I took the time to learn how to trade, learn the fundamental side of crypto, just learn everything that I could to be a top player in the game. That was my main goal, because I saw that money, and that money went away fast, just as fast as it came. But I was like, I need to get that money back. So I did what I had to do to get that money, learn the game, and I have a YouTube video on my channel, small channel, but it tells you everything I've learned in those years. I put it all in and condensed in a 1 hour video. It's a very popular video called The Laws of Meme Coins. But after that, what made B Roots really, you hear some people call it, a style of marketing that I have is very, very out there. It's a character. If y'all haven't heard it, I'll give it to you right now. What's up? What's up? It's your boy. B Roots. 1 second. The Altcoin Champ. Back at it again with another video, my dude, Mike Investor. So I played around with it, and what a lot of people don't realize is during that time, that from that 2013 up until that time, I was actually a professional wrestler. So I do a lot of promos. I sat in the mirror for hours and hours of the days, practicing, doing takes and doing promos. And that's what you see on Twitter at IMB Roots, as you can see on my name here. So during that time, I said, what can I do to just kind of stand out from the crowd? I bought SHIB in the beginning days, like the beginning, 2020 DeFi season, when nobody was talking about SHIB. Your boy B Roots was in it. But I had to find a way to get that community excited about SHIB, and find a way to get that community really pumped up about it. And what better way was outrage marketing? It was a way to actually just be out there, be my professional wrestling character, and bring that into crypto. And that's what you see. So SHIB, a ton of people held, and we rode that bad boy all the way up to the top 10 market cap of the coin. That coin was nothing, all the way to the top 10. I've got a tweet out there saying that I believe SHIB would be a top 100 project. You can see the tweets, the responses. People were laughing at us. Talking trash. It's just another shit coin, this and that. And what do you know? It exceeded my goals. I saw top 100. It got into the top 10. So I would like to say that, yes, B Roots had a big part of that in the beginning. Once it got so big, nobody knows who B Roots is now, because there's a million plus wallets. But the beginning days, that's kind of what put me on the format of meme coins, was SHIB, helping take that to a $300,000 market cap coin all the way to a $40 billion market cap. So when I see them, I know what to go after. I spent many hours learning about it, and as we're talking about Cult, I think it's ready for the next cycle. I think this is the one. So
And
that's
that's what we're going to be digging into. And so before we dig any further, and I appreciate you breaking that down for us, B Roots, as well.
yeah,
And that's why you see him in his Lamborghinis and all of that stuff. If you see any of his footage, he owns it all. He owns it all. So he's actually a true multimillionaire in the space. Very humble, doesn't talk about it a lot, but I'm gonna say it for him. He is a multimillionaire in the space. And the key, one thing he told me and that I learned a lot from him is the fact that he said it's one thing to accumulate a lot of wealth in crypto, but it's another thing to convert it into USDC at the right time to make sure you're still a millionaire after things settle. And that was some key alpha he gave me. So shout out to you on that. But one thing real quick, B Roots, go ahead and give us a few audio checks and see
yeah.
how your audio is. They say you are echoing a little bit, so I want to make sure you're good before we start to dig into Cult Dao.
See here. Adjust my tune. How's that sound? Check, check. You hear me?
Yeah, you sound good. Sound good. Let us know in the comment section. How does B Root sound? How does B Root sound?
Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, and echoing.
No, you
Got the
sound
echo
good on my
cancellation.
end. You sound good on my end.
That's what I'm saying. I got the echoing cancellation off, so you shouldn't hear anything.
Cool, cool. So before I ask you kind of what's cult, I'm gonna kind of briefly go into what I think cult is.
Yeah.
Now, in my opinion, cult is a project that prides itself on helping fund and expand different ideas, different technologies, but through a decentralized way, through the people. And in a sense, it's kind of a lot to go into. Like it's a lot. So I'm trying to see if I can really break it down because you got the top 50 stakers as well who actually put out the proposals. And then you have the many who actually, vote on those, right? And then you can
Correct.
also stake
Yep.
and vote. Revolt and Code. You can stake both of those. And every transaction 0.4% is taken, which helps also burn the token as well. So if I'm correct, I believe once a proposal is put out there, once it gets up to 15.5 ETH,
Yep.
the proposal is automatically sent by the smart contract, and then from that point, I believe it's 2.5 ETH
Yes.
that is sent to the burn wallet to actually burn Colt. If that's correct, correct me if I'm wrong on that.
100% correct. You did your research, man. Yeah, you did your research. So yeah, absolutely. That whole process is very confusing. That chart is actually on the website, and it kind of walks you through it and kind of show you what's actually happening when that machine is working. But you hit it right on the nail. Every transaction, 0.4%. Boom. See ya. Like it's happening. Burn. Once a proposal gets put through, then yes, you got that 15.5 ETH that comes out of the treasury from all those burns. They go into the contract. 2.5 is automatically goes to the burn wallet. The other 13 is going to go to the Guardian. Now, wherever that contract decided to go through, that all depends on the project. So let's just say, for example, we want to go into VEMP. We want to put 13 ETH in the VEMP, which Colt has already, multiple proposals actually. So if they decide to do that, that 13 ETH goes to the Guardian. The Guardian takes it and buys the VEMP with it, and now you are invested in VEMP. And then we get the gains through VEMP. Say VEMP does a 10x. Now you're sitting on 130 ETH. If you got 130 ETH, and we decide to say, let's take out 50 of that ETH and take it back to the stakers, it goes back to the stakers, and then also 50% that goes to the stakers, and the other gets burned. So it's an ultra deflationary tokenomics. Like it's a beast. So at all times, there's burning going on. So the
Every
great thing,
transaction.
every single transaction. How long will this go is the question. Is because we started with 6.6 trillion tokens. 6.6666 is like a lot of sixes.
Yeah.
Trillion tokens. Now we're sitting with hundreds, about 200, and I want to say 200 and some change billion left to buy on Uniswap. So when you say all these people are just buying and holding and staking, but no one's doing a lot of selling, and every transaction is burning supply, there's going to come a time where there is nothing left. The big boys haven't got in yet. We're on a lot of exchanges, but not on Binance, not on
Just
Coinbase.
got listed on KuCoin though last month, right? That's
Yes,
huge.
just
That's
got
a top
listed
10
on.
exchange,
Oh
tier
yeah,
one. That's huge, man. That's
and ready
huge.
for this? Ready for this?
Yeah.
The FTXs are not in yet. When the exchanges see that KuCoin is getting that volume, that's when the competition comes. And this is one of the things I learned during the bear market and bull market. They're fighting for competition for people to buy coins because they make their money off of transactions. They don't make their money off the coin. But here's the thing. This is old school tokenomics. What a lot of people witnessed is in 2017 up to about now and still going on, you got to pay the big bucks to get on those exchanges. There's no one paying anything with Cult. It's true decentralization. There is not an owner. There isn't a CEO. There is a founder, but his hands are off. He only guides and says, this is what I think should go on, but it's a true Dao. The
Yeah.
people, the many does the voting, but the many doesn't vote to get on exchanges. These exchanges are listing them for free. So if they're listing them for free, what do they have to do? They have to buy their own tokens. So what you'll see is when you see an exchange coming in, you'll see that pump, that price pump, 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 pump. That's them buying tokens. So when I say Binance hasn't bought their tokens, your Coinbase hasn't bought their tokens, the FTXs, the big boys, in order for them to compete with your KuCoins and all the other ones that we have that got on first, they either have to buy the tokens from KuCoin or buy it from Uniswap. And that happens because once those tokens run out on Uniswap, who are they going to be buying it from? The
Yep.
many. Anyone that has Cult. If they want to make money and Cult is doing what it's doing and getting bigger and bigger, guess what? They're going to buy it from us, the people, if you want to sell it. That makes it bullish.
And so the question you were asking, kind of like rhetorical, but I want to piggyback off of it. How long would this go? Because you said how many tokens are left out of the what 6.66 trillion,
Let's see here. Let me
give
go
or
and look
take?
at it.
Yeah.
I want to say about 200 and some change billion. I want to say last time it was like 215 billion, 270 billion left. And
Okay.
that's not a lot. It's about 2 point, last time I looked, it was like $2.7 million worth of tokens, which is nothing.
Yeah. Compared to that huge supply that it
Yes. Well,
started with.
yeah, hit the ether scan up there. I'll let you know exactly what it is right now. The second circle underneath the cult, right there. Yeah. Now hit holders. And it looks to me, wow, it went down 197 billion. Yeah, 197 billion is left. So where it says Uniswap V2 Cult, that's how much is available in the cult in the cult to buy.
And
Now,
that's out of the 6.6 trill.
yep,
Damn. That's crazy.
yep. And guess what? That stuff's getting burned every transaction.
Yeah,
So
0.4.
what I see what's going to happen is you see KuCoins up there, MEXC. They're trying to gain their coins, so they're fighting for position.
Yeah.
They're fighting themselves are fighting for position to be able to sell Colt on their exchanges. So when the big boys come in, it's going to be. This is the one thing we thought we talked about with SHIB too, because it had the same type of what I like to call supply shock. What happens is when nothing left, but people come on and just want to buy, they just market buy order that stuff. And when there's nothing to be given, you're paying a crazy amount of money. You see mega pumps happen because of that supply shock. And that's what makes this coin completely different than any coin that I've seen in the market, because that machine is working, and at the same time that machine is just burning supply left and right.
Yeah, that's crazy. And so essentially, as long as there's transactions being done in the ecosystem and rather there's new people coming in, which new people is going to be a transaction, it's always going to be a burn. And essentially, Revolt is kind of built that same way, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. Really, you don't need new people coming into the system. If
Okay.
people right now are just transacting with each other,
Peer to peer.
peer to peer, there's burning going on. So, yes, there's going to be more people that come into the system, and that's what makes it ultra deflationary. Because when more people come in, that's only going to just increase that buy pressure.
Right.
And once that supply shock comes, you're going to see crazy, like boom, boom, like this crazy moves. Because if somebody comes in and is like, hey, man, I want to buy, $50,000 worth of gold. There's only 25,000 left. That's going to you have to pay a lot of money for a token. It's just going to happen that way. Or you can go on the exchanges, and when you buy it, the exchanges start losing out on volume because they don't have that many tokens left. And what are they going to do? They're going to go on Uniswap and buy it. It's the only way.
And then this is what I think is nuts. Look at the market cap, and then look how much is staked. So over half of the supply is also staked, which shows how strong the community is. Like, I've been looking at all of this, like kind of behind the scenes, low key, haven't been talking about it, but I've been like, this is interesting, very interesting.
Nobody. Here's the thing: everyone is in bearish times, so the community is holding for the bull market. They know they're sitting on something special. And that's why when you see that staking coming and that stake number keeps growing and growing and growing, that dollar value keeps growing and growing. We haven't seen anything yet. What we saw, that big pump into the 300s, there's like $300+ million. That was nothing to what you're going to see when the actual supply is way smaller. It's going to get stupid. So we got Revolt, which is another the secondary token of the Cult ecosystem that literally pays you to talk about Cult. So there's no other coin once again, out of 20,000 coin, there's no other coin that has this type of ecosystem that says spread the word of Cult, you'll get paid for it.
And does it have the same suppliers or the different token supply for Revolt?
Very different supply. It's a lot higher.
Okay.
And that is on the Polygon network.
Correct.
The reason why we went on the Polygon network is because of gas fees.
Yep.
So it costs, like right now, what you call a cult mander. It incentivizes you. It incentivizes you to vote, and it randomizes 480 people, stakers, and if they choose to vote, they will get 5% of the amount that comes out. Now, with that said, it goes anywhere from 0.1 ETH to 1.75 ETH, 1.5 ETH, and that will go to the people that are actually talking about. So the most popular one right now, which is getting a little controversy, but stickering. So if you want a sticker and go just put stickers all out in the public, a lot of people are saying it's worth 0.5 ETH.
Yeah.
As a cult mander, you would vote yes or no, that person deserves that 0.5 ETH. What happens is 40% of it goes to that person, and 25% goes to stakers. 5% gets burned. Another 5% goes to Cult and gets burned. There's a whole little process through Revolt in itself. But that person gets 40% of that payout. So when you say that, these people have basically either a second job or another full-time job if they want to, because it's paying you more than someone at McDonald's will pay you, or anywhere else will pay you. Yeah. In different countries, that's like double, triple their monthly income. I've been to places where they say $24 is how much they make a month, and I give them a $20 tip, and they just like, I'll take you anywhere. Where do you want me to take you for the rest of the week? I got you. I want to be your private jocker. I got you.
Yeah, even
I've been in countries like that.
Like you look at Cambodia, like $10 a day is like higher living in that culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, you're not lying, bro.
That's money in their pockets.
Yeah.
just to talk about Cult. And when you're saying I will double and triple it, best believe they will break their back, because I've seen it personally. And I know once they hear about Cult and once they find out they can get paid by Cult, you're going to see some viral stuff in major companies, major countries, and major continents, like India, like all these different places that have got tens of hundreds of millions of people in them. Just imagine them getting into crypto, getting paid to spread the word of Cult, and all of a sudden just boom. And this is just, by the way, this is just the tokenomic side. This is a deep, deep system. It goes way further than that. What is actually Cult about? You know, that's one things we really haven't even talked about. We just talking about the bullish tokenomic side of it.
Yeah.
We
So
know. Go ahead.
I was going to say there was a question somebody said, what's the utility of Cult? I still don't understand. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah.
I think this would be a great segue
Yep.
into that question. Man, where is it? But anyway, basically they were saying, what is Cult? I still don't understand it. What's the utility, basically?
Yeah. So what Cult
Here we
came
go.
onto the
So yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Cult came onto the scene earlier this year, and we all know the BS that's been happening around the world. The world has been shut down. Inflation has happened. Politics, things just went crazy within politics. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be changed in the world. The reason why Bitcoin was created is not so everyone can get rich. It's to get rid of middlemen and get rid of banks, because they are basically taking over and just lowering and just demolishing the middle and the lower class to where only the rich gets richer. We've seen that through time, through the last few decades. And it's been happening forever. It's been planned, in my opinion, for a long time. So Cult comes on the scene and says, hold up. The reason why this cryptocurrency space has created was for decentralization and to empower the people. But what's happening? A lot of these projects, and even some of the ones I ain't gonna lie, there's a part of me that's just like, hey, I just want to make my money. But there's coins. You don't see me shilling coins like this that are game changers, because a lot of that stuff is centralized BS. A lot of these coins have a founder. A lot of these coins have owners. And a lot of these coins have middlemen, which take your money. Look what we saw lately. We saw it happen with Celsius. We saw what happened with Luna. We saw all these different scams left and right. And people are putting their hard-earned money into these scams, into these bad centralized projects. So on the crypto side, what does Cult do? It is a DAO. And what is a DAO? It means there's no one that owns the system. The people vote where that money goes. So you've got only decentralized projects is what Cult wants to help out. So that 13 ETH, that does help. We work as a VC, kind of look at it as like the BlackRock of decentralized projects. So you're investing, helping them out, get off the ground. There's coins that are like 300, 400,000 market cap, $1 million market cap that need funding. Sure, Cult comes in, you're a decentralized project, 1,000%. We're going to give you one, there's 13 ETH. The whole people vote on that. Once the system takes that ETH to the Guardian goes and buys and buys it and supports the community of that project. And then you lift it off the floor. When the bull run comes, we slowly take our profits without ruining the chart, and it goes back to the many. So this is actually pure decentralization, where the people get to pick which projects they actually go in. Now it's not just about making money. That's the key. That's just the decentralized. Let's pick up the decentralized space within crypto. The political side of it. Now you're talking another game where you know you're not going to make money, but the voice of the cryptocurrency space needs to be heard. There's a reason why we came here for today. There's a lot of people that's trying to escape the system. Cult is helping that to be done. We have a treasury of hundreds of ETH where we can support causes. We can support different protests. We can support anything that the people want to vote on, whether it's charity or a charity is about to shut down. If Cult wants to come in and pick it back up, boom, charity's back on its feet. It's good to go. If there's riots that's happening where people can't protest in Canada, remember how they were shutting out people's bank accounts from getting money so the truckers could eat?
Yeah.
Guess what? Cult has a decentralized way of getting that money to them, where all those other companies just shut it off and they weren't able to get them. That's how they shut them down. So what I would recommend, if you want to learn more about it, go onto my YouTube channel. I have the manifesto, and it literally breaks it down even smaller by smaller and helps you understand what Cult Dao is about. And it's an audio book, so you can listen to it in your car. You can listen to it before you go to sleep. And it also has the link to the actual manifesto itself in PDF form. So if you're a reader, 1000%, you can read it. But most people love the fact that they can listen and read, because believe it or not, I may look like a colorful, goofy dude with a bunch of luxury good clothing, but I did graduate from a top university. So there are studies out there. And there's been studies showing that if you listen and read something at the same time, you actually comprehend it better. So right there, you see where it says Cult Dao. It's the second row to the right. It says Cult Dao, understanding the manifesto through three more. There you go, right there. That has a author, a top reading author of audiobooks. I hired him to speak it out, and I put some music in the background that allows you to really drone in and be able to listen to what they're saying. And every single person that listens to that is like, wow, absolutely amazing. When you hear that and see the whole picture, you will realize why I say that Cult Dao is a game changer. 100% game changer. And it hits everything. It hits the crypto side. If you just love crypto and you don't want to get into all that other stuff, the crypto side is massively bullish how the tokenomics are set up. If you're all about the politics and you're just like, man, I'm sick of politics, guess what? Cult Dao is the only project that kind of deals with that. If you just want that whole package of a complete game changer, something that has an awesome narrative that will never go away, by the way. We all know that the money is still going to keep printing. We all know the politics are going to do their thing. We all know what they're going to do in the outside world. This is a narrative that will never go away. It's similar to Bitcoin. It ain't going. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. You can talk about gaming. You can talk about this, but games change, and this narrative changes. But we know that the politics aren't going anywhere.
And so, what do you got to say to some of the common questions? And I'm not even really going to call it FUD, even if they are trying to. I just kind of wanted to get it out there so people know what it is. What do you say to people that say, hey, quote is a meme, which clearly we can see it's not? And then what do you say to the people that say, hey, is quote a pump and dump, right? And some of those questions are some people coming from legitimate concern because of, what's happened in the past, what crypto have shown us if you've been in long enough. And so I get that 100%. You know what I mean? So what would you say to those people, that may have an honest, genuine concern that say, is this just another meme coin, or what makes this different from someone just dumping the charts, which you kind of touched on it, but if you can put it into like a present for a new investor,
absolutely,
what would you say to them?
A meme coin, first of all, you're looking at like the meme coin king. So when it comes to meme coins, I can tell you everything about meme coins.
Yeah.
Meme coins is just that. It's just a meme. It's a picture of a dog, a cat, whatever animal you want it to be. and it gathers a community and pumps the price up in hopes that the coin keeps going. And then usually later, in order to retain relevance, they try to add something on there onto the coin, like a Shiba, like a Shiba swap or whatever swap. And then they might have some staking function that they add to it. But that's it. There's nothing else to it. There's really no meaning. The original meme coin, Dogecoin, was a joke. Just put the dog on there, they pumped the price up, they had some Dogecoin parties. That's it. That's all it was. That's a meme coin. What I just explained in tokenomics, what I've just explained in the politics side, where the people get to vote. Cult Dao is not a meme coin. Cult Dao is that second half of what it is. It's a DAO. That's the type of project it is. It's a DAO project. What that means is the people, in cults words, the many, they get to choose where that money goes. That's simple. So they partake in the community as if they were going to vote for the president of the United States. The only difference is they get every project that gets put out there, they have an opportunity to vote yes or no. If there's more people that vote no, the system doesn't give the Guardian the money. If the system says yes and more people says yes, boom, we're now invested into a project or we're now supporting a cause. There is no meme that's anything nowhere near like this. I think why they call it a meme, it's a pretty badass looking logo.
It is a dope logo, man. It's super dope.
That's the mask. They look at the mask and they don't make it assume it's a meme. But there's way more than what goes behind that mask. It is an ecosystem, a system, a powerful machine that is not only burning supply, but is also supporting the cause and furthering decentralization, and at the same time, supporting causes that help people and help the world. That's simple. There's no meme that does that. There's no meme that's even this I'm gonna say, what's the best word? This is a very hard to understand system. And when you get it, when you get that click, you're gonna be like, I get it. But meme coins, most of them are copy paste of another meme coin, and they just want the price to go up. So did it pump up? 1,000%. Your boy B Roots called it at a 600,000 market cap coin, and it did pump up just like a meme coin. However, there was a system running in the background that a lot of people didn't know was happening. Because even myself, I looked at it and I thought, oh crap, we got ourselves a beast of a coin. So how did I get excited about it? Well, this is where that meme comes in also. There are rumors that the founder is the one that created SHIB, Ryoshi. So there's a lot of different
controversy out there.
Controversy within that right there, that where everyone says it's just a meme coin because they relate that to Ryoshi, which is the founder of SHIB. So there is that little controversy there. However, there's no controversy behind it. That's just people starting trash. Cult is invested in Bone, and they have many different parts of SHIB that Cult is invested with. So you got to remember, all this controversy between different communities, Cult doesn't care. As long as you're furthering decentralization,
that's the mission.
We welcome you. So yeah. I don't even know why there's controversy. I mean, sometimes people come at us wrong and we be like, well, guess what? We think you're furthering decentralization, and you can't stop us from investing in your project because it's fully decentralized, and you can't, there's nothing you can do about that. So as long as you meet those requirements, boom, we're in the project. It's not a meme. There's nothing to it. What I would do is do some more research on DAOs. A lot of people don't realize that Ethereum's be a DAO. Most DAOs actually failed during those times. Cult Dao is the only DAO that is actually surviving and grabbing a community and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're now starting to see charts, different websites, different things to see how well of an investment it's doing. It's getting bigger and bigger. The community is getting bigger, and it's full of a bunch of smart people. So I think it's going to be the next big banger come the bull run.
Man, well said, well said. And shout out to John Doe. Core success is inevitable. Freedom will be taken back and given to the many. Read or listen to the manifesto. I love you all. Shout out to you, John. Love you too, brother. And one thing I want to say, man, how I look at Cult Dao, it's almost like a segue to completely further decentralization. Rather it's coming from a politician, rather it's coming from someone that's already in the space. It could even be about honestly something that's related to the school systems, but in a decentralized way. So essentially, Cult Dao almost utility is almost whatever the Guardians and the Many go for, in a sense, if that's correct.
That's why I say the narrative of Cult Dao is just ever changing. It can be whatever it is, whatever the problems of the world is. Cult Dao is the one that supports it. Bitcoin, further decentralization for money. When you read the white paper and you see Bitcoin, you say, what is Bitcoin? What is the point of Bitcoin? I don't understand what the point of Bitcoin is. It's just, paper currency. No, what it allows you to do is it allowed people to separate themselves from the system, allow people to be able to use their own money. There's different countries that will devalue your net worth just like that. There's people in different countries that will work for a week's wages, and the president or whoever the leader of that country does, and he just inflates the money, and then boom, all that work you did was basically nothing. All that savings you had is different nothing. Bitcoin freed them from that. So Cult Dao is trying to do that. It's trying to support projects that want to further that, but at the same time, like you said, it could be about schools. It could be about roads in a country, to help a country build roads in a country if you want to do that. It could be to help somebody. They're looking at being introduced where a Guinness World Book of Records. He needs shoes, but he's one of the top runners. Here's some shoes. We got you. Like there's all different things, from just support of people all the way to support of a certain government or a certain country. It's never ending. It could be about anything. If it brings it up and the people vote yes more than they vote no, it's being supported.
And so after this quick question, I probably know what you're going to say to this, but I got a question as well about something you mentioned very earlier in the stream. But Did You Hustle Network says, would this at any point be looked at as a security? Not to be that guy, just want to make sure.
In my opinion, no. In this whole space, when it comes to securities, is all opinions, and then it's related to the SEC. But I say no. And here's the thing: what are you going to slap the security fine on? You ain't getting me. I'm just part of the many, so you ain't slapping nothing on my chest.
Right.
Who is Mr. O? Who is Arturius, the developer? Who are you going to find? It's just like Bitcoin. Good luck finding Satoshi. Satoshi, I mean, that could have been labeled as a security too. That's just the exact same way as Bitcoin was created. Pretty much, you're looking at Cult Dao. You're not going to be able to find any of these people. So they created something. They saw something, but you know what they did? That was smart. They backed off and said, "It's not about me. It's about that mask." So whoever you want to find who's behind that mask, who created that mask, good luck.
Yeah, there's multiple people.
Good luck. Good luck. And there's rumors that Ryoshi, like you said, Ryoshi is multiple people, just like Satoshi, I believe, is multiple people. So whatever it is, you're not going to be able to. You're just not going to be able to stop it.
and
And
and the manifesto talks about rather you try to take down whatever you can, the code or whatever, it's gonna live on through the people.
it's the people. You can't stop the people from voting. It's a smart contract. The machine was running. It's officially going. There's nothing that can be done to stop it. Why? You can say, "Oh, Cult Dao, you're a security. Take you off all the exchanges." Guess what? We did what? Went from $600,000 million market cap to $330 million market cap, being on 0 exchanges, centralized exchanges. It's called Uniswap. You're not stopping code. So
Yeah.
when it comes to securities, that's the last thing in my mind. Like I laugh at something like that. And even something like EOS, it was a security. Guess what? How much you gonna find us? All right, let's raise that money. Boom, 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 boom. Dude got the burns. You take that ETH out of there. Here's your money, SEC. See ya. That's what happened with EOS. EOS got labeled as a security. Slap on the wrist. What did they raise? What, $4-5 billion and got charged what, 20 million?
Yeah.
It was a joke. It was a joke. So when it comes to security, if it's decentralized like Cult is, if it's decentralized like Bitcoin is, if it's decentralized like Ethereum is, there's nothing you can do. When you have centralized parties and centralized founders like your Celsius and these different other centralized projects, I won't even say projects, I'll say businesses dealing with Cult, or excuse me, dealing with people's crypto, and they are acting as a middleman with expectation of profit, 100% you better be worried. You know why? Because there are businesses with an office that can get shut down and found. When you have something like Cult, when you have something like Bitcoin, it's code, and once that code gets going, good luck stopping it because it can't be stopped.
Got a couple questions, and so I'm gonna wait on mine. I'm gonna get to the community. I already know what you're gonna say to this question for B Roots. Are we gonna make it with Cult Dao?
In my opinion, I'm not going to say we, because this is not financial advice, but B Roots is going to 86,666x Cult Dao from the beginning that he got in. I truly believe this is a game changer. I truly believe, I said it with SHIB. I said it way back when I got it. I said, this is going to be a top 100 coin. Why? Because I saw the vision of it being a Dogecoin killer, because there was no meme that really took it over on the Ethereum side. This is how I feel about Cult DAO. That's why you see me shilling it so much, because I want people to see from the beginning till the end and say, I told you so. This is everything that I've been preaching for years, because there's only a certain amount of game changers that come every cycle. And I haven't seen many since the top of Bitcoin back in November. Very select few. I can count on one hand where I say these are game-changing projects. Cult DAO is one of them. So I'm going to make it. I'm going to put it that way. I'm going to make it, because my cult is staked. I haven't touched it. I haven't looked at it. I couldn't tell you how much my stake is. Like, you go in there and you vote, and that's all I do. I don't pay attention to the price right now. When the time is ready, when all that cult is burned and the price starts going up, it's going to be beautiful. So and here's the next thing. I'm gonna throw some more alpha real quick for y'all.
Let's go.
So everyone says, why isn't the price moving? The price, people are buying, people are selling, people are swing trading. Here's some alpha for you. When you buy your cult, so when you buy your cult and it goes into the treasury and you take out 13 ETH and it burns 2.5 and whatever gets burned, remember that's ETH worth of cult. The lower the price cult is, the more tokens you get when you buy and burn it. which means as long as the price stays low, there's actually more cult being burned than if the price went all the way up, because you're going to get less cult for your ETH. So that means less cult is going to get burned when the price starts going up. Now is the time to be buying your cult while the price is low. Because when that ETH starts getting burned, there's no cult, there's very little cult left. It's not going to be burning as much cult. And that's why you saw 6.6 trillion to 197 billion. It's because the price has been staying fairly low. When that price starts going up, it's actually not going to be as much cult being burnt. So keep that in mind while we're sitting at a $60 million market cap. Realize your best bang for your buck is to get it while it's at a $60 million market cap, not sitting at a $20 billion market cap, because it's going to take a lot less cult to get for your ETH.
Yeah,
a lot of tokenomics involved in this game.
And so what you're touching on kind of goes back to the question also what they said. I'm gonna get right back to that, John, though. So we look at the max supply, which we talked about. We look at how much is burned, and then you look at how much is staked. But I don't know, John Doe, check this again. Is this 100% accurate? When we looked at Cult Dao staking site, it looked like a little bit over half was staked. But even still, 38.5%, I think, is pretty impressive with where the market is currently. DigiHustle Network. So John Doe says, B Roots, the huge supply will only reward diamond hand holders in the long run. The burn mechanic is insane. Hold this for 2 to 3 years, and you are selling around the world with B Roots.
That's right. That's absolutely right. It's literally set. You need to have a long-term vision with Cole. In my opinion, he's got it right on point. 2 to 3 years. Why do I say 2 to 3 years? Well, you look at the cycle of Bitcoin. We're right now, in my opinion, either done with the bear market, as I've already called the low being in, but I could be wrong, or we are very, very, very close to being done with the bear market. So what happens after the halving? Usually about a year and a half, we see a top. The halving is in 2024. We're in 2020, the later half of 2022. So if you have a 2 to 3 years outlook, you're looking at 3 years of burning. What we just saw is 7 months of burning. If you don't think that's bullish, and the people aren't even here yet, like all the FOMO of crypto, Mike, this is nothing.
Oh, I know. We was just talking about the exchanges earlier, how the big dogs is not even in yet.
Not even in yet, man. It's not even close to being done yet. The hype season's not even here. So you're seeing people from different communities come into Cult, and it's growing. So when their cousins call these people, when the grandmas call these people and say, what coin should I get in? Crypto's pumping. The name of the game right now that's going viral on Twitter is Cult. The exchanges are seeing them. They're recognizing them. The community is on point. When they see a Cult dollar hashtag sign, they are on it just like that. Because the rule number one is talk about Cult. And guess what? We got a project that will pay you to do what you've been doing for free since you've been in crypto. You talk about the coin you like. Now you're getting paid to talk about the coin that you like. And if you don't think that's going to increase the amount of notoriety that comes to Cult, you're crazy. You're crazy.
We got a question here. What exchanges is Cult on? The biggest exchange I think it just got listed on was KuCoin, which was earlier last month, but it's on a lot of other exchanges. Gate.io, MX. Of course, Uniswap was probably most of the liquidity most of the trading value. Bitmart, and so it's all up to you. Of course, none of this is don't take what we're saying as financial advice, but what we're trying to do is just talk about the project among each other, answer any questions that may be in the community, and grow together, because all of this is about everyone learning from this experience, growing, rather Cult speaks to you or rather it doesn't. And so for people that's curious on what's the easiest way to get into Cult. Because some people say, I had a question earlier, they said, how do they get involved? And I think it's a very simple question, but for certain projects like Cult, for example, that has a lot going on with the ecosystem where things can change because of what may be voted on. What would you tell them would be the best way to kind of start getting involved instead of maybe just looking at, YouTuber videos, things of that nature?
The best thing to do is to get on Twitter and get on the Spaces calls. There is a space call that is happening pretty much every single day, all hours of the day. The great thing about Cult is it has a great amount of people from around the world: Australia, the UK, Africa, United States, South America. Doesn't matter where you are at. It seems to me that there are 3 to 4 spaces calls happening a day. And there's people that have help desks, just help desks. Follow Mandalorian on Twitter. He has a help desk that will teach you even how to get in the Cult or how to work Polygon to buy your Revolt. There's people that's helping doing it for free. The community wants to grow. So the more you partake in the spaces calls, you'll know what's going on. They have AMAs for every single proposal that goes through. It allows you to learn about the projects, allows you to ask questions about the projects. And if you listen to them and you believe in them, you vote your yes. At the same time, you're learning about new projects. Like, what else do you want in crypto? I'm in a
Right.
project, an NFT project called Web3 Wallet. I would have never found it if it wasn't for Cole. Point blank. So I got me 2 Web3 Wallet NFTs. It's probably going to take over MetaMask. It's cross-chain decentralization. Fits right up Cult's alley. You're furthering decentralization. I got me two NFTs. I would have never found that project if it wasn't for Cult. And there's a lot of new coins that's coming up. They ask the guardians, or they come to me and say, "Hey, can you get me in contact with the guardian? What do you do?" Boom, boom, boom. Sounds good. We send this over to them. They do the research. They put the proposal through. Boom.
Pimp Barbecue Sauce. What a hell of a name, right?
That's a new one right
I'm
there.
digging the name, man. But he says it's a good question. It's a good question. I think this will stir up a little bit.
It will.
Is Cult more decentralized than Hex? I mean, I'm gonna say this and I'll let you answer it.
Yeah.
We actually know who the founder is, and you can pinpoint who the founder is for Hex. Whereas with Cult, not necessarily. But I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. There is a entity. Let's put it that way. There is an entity that owns the majority of Hex. Now, if you're fine with that, it's no big deal. If you're not fine with that, you find that to be an issue. In my opinion, it's not a big deal. But that entity can change the percentage of the staking percentage of Hex. Now, we don't know who that entity is, but that is a single person or persons of wallets that can change the percentage that you get staked. In Cult, there is no one that owns a majority of supply. You can look that on Etherscan. So when you ask yourself, is it more decentralized? The staking percentage that you get through Cult has nothing to do with somebody going in and out of it that has massive supply. They can't change the supply at will. How do you get that percentage of ROI within Cult? It's not just by staking. That percentage comes from the amount of money that comes back to the stakers after the gains that you voted on for that project. That's it. That is your return on interest. Everything else is decentralized. Now, there is a part of Cult where people can say, well, the guardians come in and they put the money into Cult, and then the Cult comes back into the system. That's centralization. That is a valid argument. However, How I look at it is, if that guardian wants to remain being a guardian, and that guardian wants to stay positive within the community, you better not do anything stupid. Because if there's 600 ETH sitting in the treasury, and that guardian wants to take 13 ETH and do whatever he wants to do it and sells it and then buys it, we look at it as loss. But at the same time, you're going to really get down that guardian. And anytime that guardian puts a proposal, no. So there is a small centralization part once it leaves the system. The system itself is 1,000% fully decentralized. But that ETH in that treasury, that's nobody's money. That's the system's money, and it spits it out, and this comes from the transactions of the when you're 0.4 transaction. So that's not that big of an issue because that's not even your money. When you look at it, it's not your money. That's just part of the system. It kicks it out. It earns money for you. It throws it back into the system, and it burns the cult and does it that way. But yes, the fact that Cult does not have a founder that you know about, and he doesn't have the ability to change any prices because the contract is renounced, I would say, is Cult more decentralized to Hex? I would say yes. It's very close. It is very close. But the fact that there's no founder, you don't know who the founder is, and there's no person that if Richard Hart were to die, I bet you that price would like tank.
Yeah.
But the price might come back up once they realize, okay, it's a decentralized system. Nothing really ends. The only difference is if he's the entity, then that wallet can't move, which acts kind of like Satoshi. So there's valid arguments for both sides, but in my opinion, I would say Cult, just a hair nudge more decentralized.
Okay. And then one thing John Doe says, who is the Cult founder? It isn't important. What is important is the locked. What is the locked is liquidity for 265 years. Mr. O's anonymity adds to the lure of the project. It's purely intentional. And then, if I'm correct, isn't the keys to that as well burnt?
Gone. This dude took, I believe, it was 1.6 million. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. 1.6 million. Could have took it for himself. Could have bounced. Could be like, peace. Your typical meme coins, what they do. Rug pull. No. They locked it for 265 years. Would have done it longer, but that was the longest they would allow them to do it. And threw the keys and said, now you have your liquidity. You can trade in and out. When I saw that, I had to double take when I first saw that. Because I'm looking at a 600,000 market cap coin with liquidity, like in the middle, like you just don't see that.
Right.
Locked liquidity. And I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with this 265. So I started asking questions. And they said, no, man, that's legit. Instantly, I was like, I'm in. Because you don't see that. You just don't see that. Usually you'll see 3 months, 1 month, 90 days. Sometimes you see like 7 days. Like, come on, bro. Like, like 7 days. Like, come on, bro. Like, you ain't giving no confidence whatsoever in your product. I'm going to do 2 ETH for 7 days.
I know, man. That's just crazy.
But, I mean, when you see 265 years, 1 million plus locked and saying you are safe to trade as much as high as you want or as low as you want, no matter how low or high the market cap is, you're good. That's showing confidence in your product.
So Greg's been asking a few questions. And so since he kind of tied it in with Cult, he says, how many DeFi projects are built on Cult, or probably what he means that Cult's invested in? DeFi crosses over into the Reggie Middleton's patent. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that at all.
I'm not.
And then if we gotcha. Well, I'm not 100% knowledgeable on that either, Greg, but I try to see if B Rose could drop some alpha for us, man. But
yeah, I mean, everything when it comes to Cult, DeFi projects, I do speak with a Guardian a lot. And there are more of your curves, your YFIs, your hexes there is stuff that's being looked at. Like I said, when you come into the Spaces calls, there's AMAs, there's people talking about this all the time. When you go on the website, it actually gives you a list of all the projects that got voted no and all the projects that got voted yes. And you can go and see the tons of money that's out there that Cult has that's invested into these DeFi projects. And then there's also a tool that is used. I have to get you the website, but that tracks how high or how low it is, or how much you're losing or how much you're winning on that project. So let me throw this out there also though. Let's just say you invest in a project for a year and you put 13 ETH out. So once again, it comes from the 0.4% of transactions going into the treasury. It turns into ETH. Now let's just say that project we invest in Curve, and we put 13 ETH in Curve. But in a year, we said we're going to put it for the year and then we're going to take it out. In a year, that's 13 ETH. Now, if we say pull it out of there and 50% gets burned and then 50% goes to stakers, think about that. That was yield that you got. That's where the yield comes from the taxes. So that money leaves the system, has the ability to go up or down. But once it gets taken out, it goes back into the system. That was never in the system in the first place. So it only burns Cult. It only gives to the stakers, which makes it 1,000% bullish because that ETH wasn't there at the first place. So when you go into the website, click on stake and vote Cult.
Yeah, I had that pulled up here for a second. I got it over here.
Okay.
I think it is. Yeah, right here.
Okay. Now click on proposals to your right, to upper right. There you go. And you can go to close proposals. There it is.
Full transparency.
Full transparency. You know exactly how much ETH. It gives you a definition. When you click on the actual transaction, it tells you everything it was doing. If you click on it, it literally goes and says what's the name, the guardian that put it through, the wallet it's went through. It gives you the summary of the project. It gives you how much you wanted to put it into it. All of that stuff is in there. So all those that showed executed, guess what? That's 13 ETH each.
Yeah. That's been invested helping further decentralization.
If it just stays where it's at, that's just 13 each executed, going back to the stakers and burning Cult. If it does it times 10, a 10x each, if it does 10x each, guess what? That's not 13 ETH now. That's 130 ETH. So
and
when the
that's
bull market
distributed among the many.
Yep. If you're staking your Cult, it all goes back to the many. Now, if just imagine right now we're buying and going into all these projects at the low of the bear market. We all know 10x ain't nothing in crypto. Projects be doing 100x's, 500x's, 1000x's. Just imagine we are in one project that does 1,000x from where you got in at this low. You turn 13 ETH. 13 ETH in today's money is probably, let's see here. So
Black Sayon said, I've never seen a project that's cheap with a low total supply of only 6.5 trillion, which actually is a lot less than that now. I'm in. Let's go, Cult Dao. So this brings me back to the question again. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it. And this is what you talked about earlier when you said, how long could it go? So with the supply constantly being burned, what do you see happening? Do you think there's enough supply to be used among the peer people, among the ecosystem of Cult and Revolt to keep it going without no other tokens being implemented? Or
absolutely, it works just like Bitcoin. So it's just like a Satoshi. Like when you were buying Bitcoin in the sense, no one in the right mind was thinking that 0.00001 Bitcoin is still worth more than 1 cent. But you can go digits back. So what happens is as it burns, the amount that you own versus the price just, it just moves over decimal points. So this can go forever to where the decimal points just keep going. It's, as the gentleman said earlier, it's all about who got the diamond hands, because you could be sitting on billions of Colts right now, and then the price of Colt, once it gets to penny, what happens when it doubles? 1 cent goes to 2 cents. 2 cents goes to 4 cents. 4 cents goes to 8 cents. 8 cents goes to 16 cents. 16 to 32, and it just keeps going up like that. A double is nothing 10 years from now, and we're sitting there looking at $2 Colt, and you wish you at least bought $5 worth of Colt nowadays.
Yeah.
With all that burning's been happening, and the world keeps changing, and things keep needing to be done, and Colt just keeps bigger and bigger and bigger. If you just sit on your Colt, it'd be no different than like sitting on your Bitcoin back in 2010 when it was worth pennies. Never say never in crypto. I'm going to tell you that right now. If there's anything you take in advice from me today, is you better never say never in crypto. My 86,666x that I'm predicting that I'm going to make is anywhere from like a 1 cent to a 2 cent Colt. I do believe it's very possible. Very possible. What happens when you get there? It can go higher than what I expected, because I'm going to let you know, I didn't think SHIB was going to go as high as I thought it was going to go, but it did. Well exceeded expectations. But when you break it down and you say, okay, then what happens after the top? All right, well, there's still burning happening, because when people sell, which they will sell because it's going into a bear market, which what people do is they sell, there's more Colt burning. Constantly burning. So as it goes down, burning. As it goes back up for the next cycle, burning, happening the whole time. And now 1 cent was the top, and let's say you do a 10x from that, it's just going to get ridiculous. The supply shock, it's going to be very interesting, because in my opinion, it's the first of its kind when it comes to deflationary tokens. And I do think crypto is going that route when it comes to deflationary. I think ultra deflationary, you're seeing it with Ethereum, you're seeing it with Pulse Chain, you're seeing it with Colt. You're starting to see them pop up. You're seeing it with Pulse X. You're starting to see ultra deflationary tokenomics pop up during the bear market. So what does that mean? Usually, those are going to be the popular thing for the next cycle.
Yeah.
So
Alpha
NFTs was that before NFTs was going, people were talking about NFTs during the bear market. Everybody was like, ain't buying no NFTs. Now you got Bored Ape Yacht Club selling for 203, plus ETH. Same thing with DeFi summer. DeFi, no one was like, these things aren't going to. And before you know it, that was the narrative. Just don't sleep on it. I'm telling you, do not sleep on it. When you see batches of coins that really never took off, but they have a section of that industry, there's going to come a time it's going to take off. And you're starting to see deflationary tokenomics start popping up in crypto now. And best believe, right now, Colt is leading the pack. So you want to be in the coin that is leading the pack, because that's where the massive gains happens. For example, SHIB led the pack for meme coins. So that's why SHIB did a 1 million X from bottom to top in less than a year.
It's just insane.
Whatever that coin is, you want to, participate in it and be like, I was in during that day. That's the game changers. I say all the time, look for game changers. Those are the ones that will lead the pack. And then what happens is your Colt wannabes come out. A ton of them start coming out during the bull market. We're the next Colt. Colt's been working at that for 2+ years. And now they come out trying to take all, that's where you have Floki, you have all these other different meme coins after SHIB already hit this thing. And then, that's all it was just a ton of meme coins. The same thing's going to happen with Colt. Same thing. Once the world knows about Colt and everyone's investing in it and buying it, it's just going up and up. It comes the copycats. So we're early, man. We're still low. This is very early, in my opinion. $60 million market cap is nothing. Yes, I know I got another $600,000 market cap, but 60 million in terms of crypto is still considered a micro cap because in the last cycle, the top 100 project did not have less than a $1 billion market cap. So if you think this time around it's going to be 1 billion, no, the total market cap is probably going to 5x or 6x. So that means to be in the top 100, you got to be a $5 billion market cap. So if I'm sitting there telling you that I believe I'm going to do this, I believe I'm going to do that, there's a whole process of my analysis because I know that the total market cap is going to increase, and I know what the market caps were on the peak of the last cycle. And if it increases, that means those market caps have to increase also. That simple.
Man, you heard it here. And also, if you're just tuning in, be sure to smash that like button. B Root's YouTube channel and his Twitter is down in the YouTube comment section. I mean, not comment section, but the description. So definitely go over there, give him a subscribe, give him a follow. And if you like the energy, you're gonna love everything else he tweets about and what he does on YouTube. So I mean, go give him some love. We'll give him some love. And so for any last minute questions, go ahead and drop it down in the comment section. And also, I just kind of want to see how many people are already in Cult is in the stream. Go ahead and drop Cult in the comment section. I just want to see how many people is in Cult right now watching the stream. Drop Cult in the comment section if you can. We got
sure, man. How many likes we sitting on?
Let's see. We got 65 likes, 66 likes, about 70 people watching. So
Nice.
the community doing their thing, man. They're doing their thing.
Yeah, and I believe right now Manifesto Mondays might be recording right now. So the cult community is probably getting some updates. They always give weekly updates on Mondays of what's going on. Look at my man Ian.
Ian what's up, brother?
My recommendation, definitely check out any of the Spaces calls. You'll see me on them all the time. So if you add me, Mike, myself, on Twitter, you'll know, when we pop up and that big purple ring pops up, and that's, we're probably sitting in the Spaces calls. Most of the time I'm in one of, 2 or 3 different Spaces calls, and it's usually like a Hex Spaces call or a Cult Spaces call. But the thing is you learn so much alpha in them Spaces calls. A lot of people look at me and says, what alpha do you have for me? I spit a lot of alpha in these Spaces calls, but I learned so much also in these Spaces calls. NFTs. There's so many NFT fanboys and girls in there. And there's some that I learned about that I'm eyeing up literally before this stream. I'm eyeing up one of these NFTs. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get me some because it's down a little bit. So, these are you have to be able to grow. Whether or not you invest in Cult, my recommendation is partake in the Spaces calls. Because the one thing that I love about Cult, they don't care about what project you talk about. You go to any other Spaces calls, it's like, no, you're only allowed to talk about blah, 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 because we don't want you shilling anything. Cult, they invest in other projects. So you're allowed to talk about other projects because there's no way for you to invest and learn about other projects if you don't know about them.
Right.
So if you have a project that you want to invest, you come into the Telegram or into the Spaces call and shill it. As long as it meets the criteria of furthering decentralization, you're good. You're okay. And that's what I recommend. Just come in, participate, and learn. You don't even have to invest. If you're trying to be a player in this game, you want to be in communities that know their stuff. And there's 2 communities right now that's like a lot of OGs in them. And me, that's Hex and Cult. Cult has a lot of OGs. It's actually a lot of Hexicans are actually in Cult because they kind of have the same vibes and the same wants in cryptocurrency. So please best believe that Cult, it's a fun, very, very fun space to be in because there's people always learning. And
was it February? Was it February when Cult launched?
Yeah, January 31st, I think was the launch date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. And so, Marley Fresh, I know you've been on the show quite a few times. I will say this, man. Hey, do some research on it yourself, and it's all about this, man. Rather cult appeals to you or not. If you don't like it, there's a million other cryptos out there. You know what I mean? So, just go look for it, brother.
I would also say this. Um, Many people start off with that mentality, and that's not even a bad thing to have. That mentality actually isn't bad, so I'm not going to hate on.
Yeah.
It's good that you think that way. But my recommendation: prove your point in the spaces calls. Come into the space calls, anyone that says cult on them, and prove your point. And there's so many people that come in saying that same thing, and then they get the light bulb. Because everyone said that about Bitcoin. They call Bitcoin a scam. They call Bitcoin the drug dealer's money. They
Some
call it
still
a
do.
pump. They still, yeah, they call it a pump and dump.
Yeah.
They'll never make it, and it went a 6.5 million X in 10 years. So I'm not mad at that. We've dealt with so many scams and so much crap in crypto over the last few years. I understand why that mentality is. This is nothing but a bunch of BS. Like I get it. But when you see that game changer, you verify the code, you see it working real time, very transparent. You can see on Etherscan where all the money is going because they give you all the addresses. You can verify everything. If you do your research, you can't call it BS. If you haven't done the research, I can see why people say it's BS. But if you truly did the research and call it BS, it would be nice to have a debate about it, a friendly debate about it too. And that's how a lot of the spaces calls go. People come in upset and they leave buying. It's just how it happens.
There it is. There it is. Once again, man, I want to say thanks for B Roos, the Moon King himself, for coming on the show, man. I know you're busy, man, and hopefully we could link up for this next UFC event, man, in Utah. Should be pretty cool.
Absolutely, man. It'd be great. Great seeing you again. And definitely a pleasure for having me on the show. Definitely a good, informative vibe. And this is the type of videos I send out to people when they have any questions on it. Watch this hour and a half video. This will probably answer all your questions. So we appreciate you giving the platform to be able to do rule number one, to talk about Cult, man. Talk about Cult and talk about Revolt. You can get paid to talk about Cult, whether you like it or not. You can get paid to talk about Cult. So do your thing. Whatever you like to do, like you can gain, $200-$300 in a day. There's not many people that make $200-$300 in a day. So you're your own business if you want to do that. And we're starting to see, 100, 150 people, 200 people doing this per release. And it's crazy. I didn't think Revolt would be this big where people were actually participating this much. To do voting on it, I've been voting. I've been the cult manager this section. It takes about an hour and a half. But if I ain't doing nothing, I go and just see what people are doing and support the system. So,
and well said, well said. Well, once again, B Roots, appreciate it. Looks like pretty much everybody enjoyed the stream. We covered a lot. The playback will be available as well. So if you missed the playback or missed the live stream or came a little late, playback will be available. So just hang tight. And but yeah, I think we've already answered this for you, Mr. Looks like he deleted it, so never mind. We're good. But yeah, that is it, man. Love to everybody. B Roots, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for the people that came in late, if you don't, I understand. But if you can, show them who B Roots is, your persona you typically do when you come onto a video, and then we're gonna end the live stream like that.
All right, hold on. Let me get my. They don't know that B Roots is the Altcoin Champ.
The Altcoin Champ.
There is no guy that has better calls than B Roots. 12,000x shipping new, 200x Bitcoin, 300x Cult, and going to an 86,666x. If you don't know who B Roots is, you're about to learn it. What's up? It's your boy B Roots, the Altcoin Champ, and the most entertaining man in all of crypto. Back at it again with another video. But because you came late, that's it for you. That's all you get. So you better rewind, learn yourself about some cult, and realize it's the next big game changer in all of crypto. You can sleep on it right now and sleep on it and miss out all those gains. But when B Roots is buying the next Lamborghini Aventador, the next best situation, your boy B Roots is going to kill it. He's going to smash it. 2 to 3 years, we're doing nothing but buying beaches and exotics, and I'm buying beaches and exotics with the Gucci's, with the Versace's, the Dolce & Gabbanas, the diamonds all over. That's what this game is all about. Further decentralization, CultDao.io. Get yourself some or be left behind. Hoorah!